Hey everybody, Aaron, Prepping, Ohio. It's been a little while since I've been down in this area, so I thought I'd come take a look. There's my creek. And up there is my tree stand. And I do have a video from a few months ago where I shot where this tree come down. This tree used to kind of protect me from the wind. It was standing right directly in front of the tree stand. Yeah, so it's gone, and I'm gonna want to move this here pretty soon. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna move it, or if I might just have to get another one or make another one. I did mention that I was gonna take that chair that I built and just set it up in the woods somewhere. I may end up doing that. Well, I kind of screwed up when I put this stand up there. There's a lot of heavy traffic here. You can see right below me. I'm kind of standing right on a pretty heavy trail. And there's some heavy trails over there as well. It's a very shallow spot here, so it's easy for the deer to cross. And there is a trail in there. I think you can see that. That's where they come up out of the water, and that's sort of their super highway thing here. But I screwed up by putting the stand there because the water is so loud, and I get like a false sense of noise level. I can cough and everything, and it doesn't sound that loud compared to the water. But there is an open field beyond all this brush here, and I've seen a lot of deer up in that area. And of course, when I cough from my stand, my sound travels well. No, it's not really the best place, you know. Actually, there's another trail right over there. Yeah, right up in that area. So, it's kind of a peaceful place, and I love hearing the water, but I can't hear anything else rustling in the weeds behind me, you know. So, that'll be another thing to add to my list. I guess I'll probably have to work on here eventually. Bow season is in. I do not have my hunting license yet or a deer tag, so I'm not hunting. So I may drag the bow out and send some arrows into a stick or something. I don't know, see if I can get something to happen. I don't know yet. So just up here checking out the woods. Little creek bed here, creek bed I guess, that's dried up. I've never seen this thing dry up before actually. Flows on up through. I don't even know where it comes from. Just the hill gets pretty hard up in there. Pretty steep, hard to navigate, pretty thick. And it all kind of flushes down through here, and then it runs over into the big creek. I thought I'd just walk up here and see how things are, and I find this. It's kind of interesting. And at first I thought, what in the world is going on? Who is crazy enough to nail these little sticks to that big tree, that's softwood, and use it as a ladder? But they obviously had to climb it because there's sticks up top there. So it means they had to stand on some of the stuff below. And then I remember my daughter telling me that her and a friend from town were building, I think a tree fort is what they called it or something, up in this great big sycamore tree. I'm really happy that I haven't had to take anybody to the hospital. It appears there's a rope around it up there that I assume they were tying themselves off. Not sure what's up with these white ropes hanging down here. And there's some sort of a little ladder. It's kind of cool looking, really. And it reminds me of being insane when I was a kid. I actually did climb this tree. I was the only person around this area that did get up in there. This is sycamore, and sycamore has like a white powdery substance on it, and it's real slippery. And I did make it up into the tree, and my initials are up there somewhere. And now I guess I can't say that I'm the only one that's been up the tree. Well, yeah, kids will be kids, I guess. Just glad no one's hurt themselves yet. There's some raccoon poop. And there's more right there. I think you can tell it's raccoon poop. I guess I know my poop. And there's scratches on this tree where you can see the bark's been peeled off. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but I can see it here. Right in there you can see the darker brown areas. That's where the bark's been peeled off. So, up this tree I would say there's been coons going pretty frequently. I don't see anything up there now. It is daytime and coons do sleep in the day, typically. I can't get beyond those sticks. There's something up there, but I don't think it's a raccoon. These old, can't even tell, oh, this is a hickory. Yeah, sometimes they get hollow spots in them and the coons kind of make that their home. So when trapping season rolls around, I'm going to keep this place in mind. So I'm pretty happy to see that my oak tree is still doing pretty good. It's about chest high now. And it looks like whatever these bush things are kind of leaning over it. Maybe I'm going to clean those guys up. I thought about doing that right now, but I don't know if you can hear the buzzing. There's like 500 bees all over these things. Zoom in here. Yeah, of course, everybody knows what a bee looks like, but little honeybees. I suppose they're just getting their last little bit of nectar they can, pollen, whatever, before it gets cold. Burning bush is looking really cool now. I don't know the actual name, if that is the actual name of it, but everybody just calls it a burning bush. And when you order them, you order a burning bush. There's probably some weird Latin name to it or something, but it does this in the fall. It turns red, which is why they call it a burning bush. But it's kind of neat. I think it's huge. I can remember when my mom planted that here years ago. I was just a kid, and I think it was just a little stick. And I think it's huge now. Pretty cool. This is my backup heat source. It's a Mr. Heater Buddy. Yeah, the Buddy thing. It has the one ceramic thing in it. Pretty sure the regular, I think it's called a Big Buddy, has two of the ceramic things in it and is twice as wide. This thing takes the 1 pound propane cylinders, and I just lit it the first time today, just now actually. You can see by looking at the beginning of the video to now that it has actually gotten orange and it's producing heat. I had this thing stored terribly. There is a bunch of dust on the top. I don't know if you can actually see it, but there's dust, and I usually keep, in the past I've kept these guys covered up and protected from the elements. So it's not really that cold right now. It's cool, and I wanted some heat, but I didn't want to light up the big public stove here, so I thought, you know, this is a perfect time to try this guy out and make sure it's working good, and to go through the inventory of my propane. And I actually found out that this is my last full cylinder of propane, so I'm gonna have to be investing. They do make a hose that you can, this cylinder unscrews from this. This is like cast aluminum, something very brittle, and it's always made me really nervous. There's a hose that you can thread up in there, and you can take the hose and run it to a 20 pound propane tank, like common for grills. They're like, I don't know, maybe twice the size of a basketball or something. There is an attachment for that. It comes with a regulator, and then of course you can get an auxiliary filter to keep the lines clean. And I don't know if I'll buy the filter, but I will absolutely be investing in the hose. And this thing, it's really cool. The back of it has these mounts. Well, you can see that one, and of course there's one here. It doesn't really show up very good because not enough light right here, but that all, you can screw it to the wall and run your hose, and it works great. I tried it last year without, I bought the hose, but I bought the wrong hose. It's just like an extension hose, to where the only the 1 pound cylinders, but it was like a 20-foot hose, so it was kind of cool. I mean, I can keep the propane outside and run this guy, but it's still a 1 pound cylinder. And if I can remember correctly, I think they last for maybe 8 hours on low. I'm not real sure. I don't remember what it is exactly, maybe 6 to 8 hours, something like that on low. And low is plenty. That'll keep the house from freezing and keep us from dying if the power went out and if the pellet stove went out and my solar was dead or something. This is kind of just a backup to a backup to a backup. So anyway, these are around $100, maybe. I think you can get them on sale every now and then for like $75. They're absolutely worth the investment. What are you eating?
Strawberries.
Yeah? Are they good? You like those kind? Let's see what kind they are. They're the Saratoga Farms. This is number 10 can. The freeze-dried strawberries. This has been open for a month or two, or even more. Are they still good? You like them? Well, good. Are they your favorite?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, good.